In the ruins of post-war Europe, the world believed the nightmare was finally over. The guns had fallen silent. The concentration camps were liberated. The Nazi banners were torn down. Victory had been declared. But for tens of thousands of children, the war did not end in 1945. For them, the horror simply changed its shape. Imagine surviving bombings, starvation, and fear, only to wake up one day and realize your name was not yours. Your parents were not your parents. Your lenguaje, your memories, your very identity had been stolen. This is the story history rarely tells. This is the story of the children stolen by the Reich. As the Third Reich expanded across Europe, Nazi leaders were not only conquering land, they were hunting blood. Adolf Hitler believed that Germany's future depended on racial purity. The Aryan race, as defined by Nazi ideology, needed to be expanded at any cost, and children became one of their most valuable prizes. In Poland, Czechoslovakia, Ukraine, Yugoslavia, and other occupied territories, Nazi racial officers began a chilling operation. They searched villages, orphanages, refugee camps, and even family homes. Children with blonde hair, blue or gray eyes, fair skin, and acceptable facial features were selected. It did not matter if the child's parents were alive. It did not matter if the child screamed, fought, or begged. Children as young as 2 years old were taken from their mother's arms. Parents who resisted were beaten, arrested, or executed. Some were told their children were being sent to safety. Others were told nothing at all. Many never saw their sons or daughters again. The selected children were transported to special facilities where doctors and racial experts measured their skulls, examined their eyes, inspected their teeth, and documented every physical trait. This process was cold, methodical, and terrifying. Children who passed were labeled racially valuable. Those who failed were sent back, often to forced labor camps or worse. The ones who passed disappeared. Their names were erased, their birth records destroyed. They were given new German names, taught to forget their native language, and punished for remembering their past. Speaking Polish, Czech, or Ukrainian could result in beatings or isolation. They were told their parents were dead, criminals, or had abandoned them. Many were placed with German families who believed they were adopting war orphans. Others were raised in Lebensborn homes, institutions designed to breed and raise pure German children. These children were taught loyalty to Hitler, obedience to the state, and pride in their stolen identity. Some began to believe the lie. By the time the war ended, an estimated 200,000 children had been kidnapped across Europe. The exact number may never be known. When Allied forces liberated Germany, they uncovered these programs, but the damage was already done. The children did not know who they were. Many did not remember their real names. Some had forgotten their original language entirely. Reuniting them with their families became one of the most heartbreaking challenges of the post-war world. Mothers traveled from camp to camp, orphanage to orphanage, carrying faded photographs. Fathers searched through refugee lists, hoping for a miracle. Aid workers tried to match children with families using scars, birthmarks, half-remembered lullabies, or fragments of memory. In many cases, the parents were dead. Some children were returned to relatives they no longer recognized. Others resisted, crying for the only parents they remembered, the German families who had raised them. A child taken at age 3 and returned at age 10 had lived most of their life as someone else. The trauma was profound. Many children suffered lifelong identity crises. They felt foreign in their own homeland. They struggled with guilt for having survived when others did not. Some were rejected by communities that viewed them as Germanized. Others were never reclaimed at all. Even more disturbing, many German families refused to give the children back. They claimed emotional bonds, questioned the legitimacy of biological parents, or simply vanished with the child. In the chaos of post-war Europe, enforcement was inconsistent and often impossible. As the Cold War began, international focus shifted. Reconstruction, political tension, and nuclear fear replaced the urgent search for stolen children. Files were buried, investigations stalled, and thousands of children grew into adults without ever knowing the truth. Decades later, survivors began to speak. Elderly men and women across Europe started uncovering fragments of their past documents discovered after adoptive parents died. Whispered confessions, DNA tests, or sudden realizations triggered by language, dreams, or unexplained memories. Some learned, late in life, that their real parents had died in camps while they were raised by families connected to the Nazi system. Others discovered siblings they never knew existed. For many, the truth came too late. The psychological scars endured across generations. Children of the stolen children inherited silence, confusion, and unresolved grief. Families were permanently altered. Entire bloodlines were rewritten by force. This was not collateral damage of war. This was policy. The Nazi kidnapping program was a calculated act of cultural genocide. By stealing children, the Reich attempted to erase nations from the inside, one generation at a time. Today, memorials exist. Records are slowly being digitized. DNA technology has reunited some families, but thousands of cases remain unsolved. Some children never came home. Their names were lost, their histories erased, their lives rewritten by an empire that believed it owned the future. And while the world remembers the battles, the generals, and the political decisions of World War II, these children remind us of a quieter, deeper crime, one that did not end with surrender papers or victory parades. Because when a child's identity is stolen, the war never truly ends. If this story moved you, disturbed you, or made you think differently about history, then share Italiano. Talk about Italiano. Keep these voices alive. And if you want more powerful untold history like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the Roy Ira, and join us as we uncover the truth's history. Try to forget. Some stories were buried on purpose. We are here to unearth them.